So now we start to test the body armor, this body armor from AR500. This body armor is 3 plus, the level of protection I mean. And so we're going to test different fire actions, different drills, so we can see how I can move inside this body armor. So far we're so good. I mean, even if, you know, with a side holster and a body armor, a lot of time you have a lot of noise. There are so many parameters. It depends also your body characteristics, how you are tall, or your body, how is your waist. So there are so many different characteristics that, or parameters, that can make the difference. So first of all, when we go on the ground, you see, here I use the protection of the wheel, you call this?
Yeah, the wheel.
Yeah. And I need to move on my shoulder, because in this way I can't see the target. So I need to go there, okay? Now I can see the target. You see? You see the target. In the chest, that is the right target. I can see a piece of left target, you see?
Ah.
That's left target. You see? This is my position.
I'm Officer Charles Dewberry from Alabama. We're here today to test out some body armor from AR500. For me, number one is always the protection you're gonna gain from the body armor. Second point is the weight, how it feels, the shape, so you can actually function with your handguns or your rifles, shotguns, shouldering your weapons, being able to punch out. All these are very important. You feel comfort, because let's be honest, if it's not comfortable, you're gonna wear it. Well, just this last month, we've had K9 tracks from fleeing fugitives for miles in urban environments, which lead from parking lots into thick wooded areas. Also, in and out of the vehicles. For us, that's probably our most routine actions that we do, always in and out of a patrol cars. Sometimes we're riding 2 and 3 officers inside of a patrol car with rifles, shotguns, non-lethals. You can see how that could get cramped. The difference between a shooter's cut versus a standard plate, this here is a 10x12 plate I'm wearing currently. My stature allows for me to wear this comfortably and still remain mobile in my actions, my accuracy, my drawing my weapons. Getting sights on targets is what we really want as far as weapons go. So deploying this is also very important. We often stop prior to our actual targets we're moving to, or the destinations, and we'll have to jump out of the car, go to the trunk, deploy our body armors, our rifles, our long guns, shotguns, non-lethals, whatever your tools will be for the job. Personally, I've cuffed people in some of the most awkward positions you can imagine. It's never just fluid and simple as it seems on TV. Every once in a while you'll get lucky and have your suspect or fugitive lay down and follow your commands, but more often you'll have to go hands-on, and you may have a subject concealing his hands, and you have to be careful of that. So the mobility is paramount in this situation. At the end of the day, it's trial and error. You can have a measurement. You can probably do a general measurement on a guy and see, borrow your buddy's body armor. Somebody's gonna have a plate in your field of work, wherever you're gonna be at. Try it on, see if it works for you. Past that, if you have the expenses, go get a set, because this is your life at the end of the day. What's that worth?
Hey guys, Daniel Shaw here. I've been doing some testing on some AR500 armor from AR500.com. I have to say the testing so far, I've shot quite a few rounds of 5.56, 7.62x39, and 7.62x51. It's kind of changed the way I've thought of AR500. I'm not seeing the SPALL that I expected. I'm seeing a lot thicker line X than I expected. And this is my first time shooting it with 9mm, so we're going to put some, a few rounds, probably more than we're supposed to, of 9mm 115 grain into this target, and then we're going to go down range and take a look at it. Let's see what we got. Quite a few holes there. Let's take this guy apart. Kind of the same thing we were seeing with the high caliber rounds, you know, or the 5.56, the 308, all that good stuff. You know, we see a little bit trying to creep out the top right there, but you can see inside there, this Line X is containing all that inside. All these little bitty holes, that's 9mm going in there, but then it's absorbing that and keeping that spalling all inside. You know, you can see that there's none has came out the top of that. There's no holes except for the holes that I put in there. There's no spalling coming up, no secondary holes coming out. So it's containing all that frag when it absorbs that round through that Line X. See if I can pull it apart. It's still on there. Let's go check it out. So we got our hits all right in here. See what we got on the inside. Same thing as we had before. We got these little holes where it absorbs it, closes back on itself, and this could withstand a large amount more of those. Not seeing any secondary fragmentation, anything coming off of the armor. This is what I'm talking about when I said earlier that my mind has been changed about AR500. It's not the lightest stuff out there on the market. Will it stop bullets? Yeah. I'm getting no back facing from anything I've shot at it. I'm getting no spalling from anything I've shot at it. I'm shooting it with rounds bigger, and I'm shooting it more times than it's saying that it can stop, and I'm still getting the same results. So that tells me that this can be effective armor if someone's willing to spend the money on some armor. If they're at that point in their training and the preparedness level, I believe in a tiered approach. First, we need to get training, and then we think about enhancing our gear that enhances what we've learned and our ability to fight. One of those steps is definitely getting armor. Not a bad option at all. Let's say you're at that point where you're looking at armor, you're gonna buy some armor, and you're trying to figure out what you're gonna get. If I were asked that a week ago, I would have told you to stay away from AR500. I went into this review with some preconceived notions. I try to be non-biased in everything I do, but I really had some preconceived notions about AR500, spalling, shrapnel coming off the armor, hitting me and everything else. My mind has been totally changed after shooting this AR500 with 7.62 by 39, 55 grain 5.56, 62 grain 5.56, 7.62 by 5.1, and a lot of 9mm. The stuff has held together and it's soaked it up. I went well beyond what it's rated for, and it still was not throwing that shrapnel, that spalling anywhere. No back facing on any of those rounds I've had. Nothing even came close to going through. Nothing even dented out the backside of it. Been really impressed so far with the armor, and I have to say, it totally changed my mind about what I thought about recommending AR500 to the audience and my students. A week ago I'd have said, no, don't do it. Now, if someone, maybe they don't have the money for the super lightweight plates that stop 6 to 8 rounds and all the other stuff that's out there. Maybe they're on a budget and they want some armor, something that stops bullets. AR500 from AR500.com. I can't speak for the other armor out there, AR500, but I will say this stuff has been impressive. The Line X material covering it is a lot thicker than I expected. Basically everything I thought before has been disproved by my extremely scientific method of going out and shooting it a lot. Good stuff, guys. I appreciate you watching this review, or at least my part of it. Let's go check in at Miami and see what Zero and all the other guys got going on.
That huge hole there, that was impressive.
I am going to try to shoot twice before the plate is going down.
I'm impressed. 50 bay, we've got a lot of knockdown power.
Well, the sheer velocity of the impact could probably crack a few ribs, definitely bruise them. Could cause some swelling in the around the heart, bruise your lungs.
Would you live?
You would live, but you wouldn't be comfortable. This is a Barrett 98 Bravo, chambered in 338 Lapua. It's got a 27-inch barrel. Today we're shooting a 285 grain boat tail hollow point.
Damn. That's impressive.
Man, it's 338 Lapua Magnum.
Were you expecting it to go through?
Not to go through, but I was expecting more deformation. Very, very, very excellent. The ball down, the hit, the trauma, break the socket.
That's just from the trauma.
Yeah, man. At that distance with 338 Lapua that arrive in my body, probably I'm going to die for the shock because the organs inside receive a big hit. So it's probably you are going to have an explosion of some organs, internal organs or vital organs.